So, Chapter 8 homework. Only 6 questions. And let's see if they give us anything to really be tripped up on. First thing that we have is that we have Amy Smith and Sheila John. They're going to borrow a $13,800 note on a 7-month 10%. Okay? From Gem State Bank to open their businesses. JC's Coffee House. Sweet. The money was borrowed on June 1st, 2017, and the note matures on January 1st, 2018. They really like to accrue interest. They do. Okay, so first things we have to do is the recording of the note. Okay? So, we know this is cash coming in. So first off, there's our cash. $13,800. Reason why we have it, because it's a note. So that also increases the note by $13,800. Again, your numbers are probably going to be different. So, from there, it asks us to go ahead and prepare the accrued interest on June 30th. Okay? So, ooh, that is nice. It's June 30th. Nice. Okay, so that means we've only have 1 month of actual interest to accrue. When we accrue interest, it's always going to be dealing with interest payable and interest expense. That's all accrued stands for. Okay? So, let's get out the calculator. And we're going to figure out interest. Alright. So, we have $13,800 principal times rate, which was 10%. So, then it's going to be multiplied again by how many months? Well, we only have one month. Right? So, 1 divided by 12. Remember, interest is always annual. So it's always by year. So for me, the accrued interest on June is $115. $115. Not bad. So, we haven't paid it yet. That's why it's an interest table. And it's already telling you interest expense here, which is nice. Sometimes I like it when they give it away. But, there we go. Erase. And remember, expenses for our tabular is always going to show up as a negative. Even tell you up here, when you're decreasing or anything like that, keep it negative, helps you out. Okay? January 1st, 2018. We're going to prepare to record the repayment of the loan. Okay? So, the biggest thing here is that, one, I guess it's actually going to show once I put the number in, because we still have to calculate the remaining interest. Still haven't finished that, so let's go ahead and calculate the remaining interest. So, again, $13,800 of principal times our rate times now however many months remaining of the note, which would have been 6 divided divided by 12. So the remaining interest is $690. So I'm going to go ahead and put 690 here. We have a negative 115 for an interest payable. So again, we recorded the interest. And a negative 13,800 for the principal. Again, we're paying it off on June 1st. Not June 1st, January 1st. Ooh. So let's go ahead and add all these together. So my total cash payment for this note is $14,605. Okay? Alright, so assuming adjustments are made at the end of each month, so part 1, part 2. Determine the balance in interest payable account at December 31st, 2017. Okay. So that would actually be our combined total here. We're assuming that. So calculator, 105 plus 690 was an 805. Alright, so let's see, because something's a little bit weird here. Because they had interest expense here, but they didn't have it here. But we don't have another transaction. Now I'm kind of curious. Submit. Aha. Okay. So that's what they did. That's what was their game. See, this is where sometimes Wiley doesn't really properly explain it. So we'll delete negative 805. So again, that's what it was at the end of December. And there we go. See, that's what the tricky part of this one was. Is I think I did do the correct journal entry for it. But because the way that they list it, it's easy to see what's going on. What I didn't check was that's a D. So I'm assuming that now it was trying to force you to go down here and then back up here. That's not cool. That's not cool at all. No, list all three. You list those two, then you list that, then you list D. Oh well. But that's what it is. Don't get caught with that. As you can see, I still end up coming out with the right answer to get the total interest. So they want you basically to do this. Whatever you figure down here for interest payable at the end of December, you're going to make it a negative up here. That is all. That's the trick to question 1. Okay. Question 2. Double check. No, I did not see any extra items to do that again. So this one looks like it's all about stock. Hey, stock. So Novak Corp is authorized to issue both preferred and common stock. We got both. The par value of the preferred is $45. Okay. During the first year of operations, the company had the following event transactions pertaining to its preferred stock. Alright, since it's talking only about preferred, we're only going to work with preferred stock and paid capital in excess. We're not going to deal with common stock. Okay, so it's cash and preferred. That's really all it's going to be. So, par value is $45. Let's say both of these are above the issue price. So, we're going to go ahead and figure out par for the first one. So you take the amount of shares that they issue and multiply it by your par value. For me, that's $45. That's a big number, so I'm going to go ahead and put commas in so I make sure I get all those digits. So $1,062,000. Now, the difference between par and the amount it's sold is only $1. So I don't have to use the calculator here because anything times 1 is exactly what it is. So 23,600 shares times 1 is 23,600. Next, add these two. This will come out to your cash. How much money did you get? So, 1,062,000 plus 23,600 equals to 1,085,600. Okay, so that was number 1, February 1st. That she says, hey, I'm wondering what else is happening here. July 1st, we issued 35,400 shares, this time for $51. So this one takes a little bit more. So again, first thing you have to do is multiply it by par. So 1,593,000. Okay. Next, let's find the difference. So I sold them for 51. The par value is 45. So I sold them for $6 extra. So that $6 I have to multiply by our shares, and we come out to 212,400. Again, if you have any questions, definitely put them in the chat, and I'll go back over anything that needs to be done. Alright, so again, I would take those two. I'm multiplying the extra, so this was sold at 51, par value is 45. So what you have to do to find the excess is you take the sell and minus the par value. This gives you how much more you sold the stock for, or your excess. This number right here, since we sold it for $6 more, we multiplied by the number of shares that you had. So that's what we did. We're just multiplying the excess dollars by the shares to create the number in this account. Because again, we sold it for more than par. Alright, next, again, we have to figure out how much cash we received from the stock sale. So we take the excess, 212,400, add the 1,593,000, or what you got for preferred stock, and the total will be, for me, $1,085,600. 805,400. Okay. Alright, we're going to go ahead and submit. See if it opens up anything else. Nope. And that's really it for question number 2. So just be careful of par value. Always multiply that first with your shares so you can get your preferred stock. And then whatever amount that's over your par, you then multiply it by your shares to get your excess. Now, if you want to double check to make sure you did this correct, that you add them up and everything, you can always do this also. I can take the shares and multiply it by the actual sales price. It should be the same number. That's if you want to double check. I go the long way around just so that you see the breakout of the preferred stock or common stock if we had that. Question number 3. I think there's only like 6 questions in this. We're already halfway through. Woo! But this one looks like it's going to take a little bit. So let's see what's going on. We have on January 1st, Marigold Corp had 61,700 shares of no par. Uh-oh. Now watch out for this no par. Okay. Common stock issued and outstanding. Okay. The stock had a stated value of $4 per share. Okay, cool. So, when we deal with no par, we're going to pretty much look for a stated value. If they do not have a stated value, then it would be the price of how much we sold the stock for. Here, we do. Okay? So, stated value is $4. So anything above that is additional paid-in capital. So, during the following year, the transactions occurred. We issued common shares for $12 per share. We issued additional shares of common stock. I don't have any passwords for the class. They don't give me passwords. They just have you on with a link. Let's see. More details. Oh, there we go. Huh. Let's see. Copy. See if that works. Honestly, that's the first time I ever saw a password for one. Alright. I'm actually looking at this and I'm trying to see. They don't have common stock. So I'm missing that. So I'm going to try an experiment right here real quick. So I want to see if all they're looking for is additional and they're not looking for common stock. Wait a minute. Prepare a tabular summary to record the 3 dates that involve dividends. Oh. I wonder, I'm thinking April 1st. There is no April 1st. They fooled me. Alright, so, June 15th, we declared a cash dividend of $1.50 per share to stockholders of record on June 30th. Alright, cool. So, here we go. Since we're only focused on dividends for this one, I was thinking all transactions, okay? But right now we have to worry about this. Remember, dividends are going to be issued to every share that's outstanding. So currently they have 61,700, but on April 1st, they issued an additional 12,600. So currently we have 74,300 outstanding. That's where the trick is. So they declared a cash dividend of $1.50 per share. Okay? So we need to take this total amount of shares outstanding and multiply it by $1.50. So we have 111,450. That's the trick on this problem. So first off, we'll put that in dividends payable. Then we're going to subtract our negative dividend to record that in retained earnings, because this was a dividend that happened. The next time we deal with dividends is July 10th, where they paid that cash dividend. So when they paid it, of course, our liability will go down as it's being paid, and cash is also decreasing, because again, we have to pay with something. So that one, again, watch out. Then, all of a sudden, they issued 5,600 shares. So back to our calculator. Remember, we had 74,300. They issued an additional 5,600. So now our total shares outstanding is 79,900. On December 15th, they're going to declare $1.70 in cash dividends to their shareholders. So now we got to take the new number of shares, and multiply it by $1.70. So now we owe $135,830. Again, that's going to decrease here. I think that's about it. Boom. Okay. So the biggest thing to watch out with question number 3 is to remember to start with your number of shares. Okay. And add when they issue new shares. Okay. And then times that by the dividend price. This one's just a pay. So always remember the cash. And then they're going to issue more shares. So you need to add to your above total. That's really all they're doing. Okay. So again, this is what's happening. I'll go step by step again. What they're focused on in this problem is dividends. You can only calculate dividends on outstanding shares. So basically shares that are in stockholders' liabilities, or hands. So when they're doing this, they're starting out, their goal with 61,700 shares. Okay? Then the company decides to issue an additional 12,600. So the total amount of shares that are out in the world, that are in stockholders' hands, right now after April 1st, is 74,300. Okay? So next, they declare a cash dividend of $1.50. So that's $1.50 per share. So we take our total shares that we have on June 15th and we multiply it by $1.50. That comes out to our dividends. Okay? So we're actually going to pay this amount of dividends at the time. So since we have yet to pay this amount, it's a liability. Thus will be a positive in dividends payable to show that we're going to pay this dividend. Since it's declared, the dividend account will go down because that's what it is, dividend. Remember, that's naturally negative. Okay? So this is why we write it on the dividend side. It's basically recording the actual declare of the dividend. But since we haven't paid it, we only declared it, we have to wait till we paid it, which was July 10th. So that's paying off the liability. So of course the liability will go down, and then cash also will decrease. Then this is the trick. Remember, you still have 74,300 shares outstanding. That's your beginning plus the April 1st issue. Well, on December 1st, they're going to issue another batch of shares. So we have to double check that and add it to it. So now our total is 79,900. They're going to declare dividends. Since they declare, that means that our dividend account is going to be affected because we're declaring dividends. This time they declare it for $1.70 per share. So I've taken our total shares times $1.70, and that gives us our number of 135,830. Since this is dividends, this will naturally again lower the dividend account, because again it's naturally negative. And since we have yet to pay it, that's what I've declared is. And we'll go into dividends payable. Okay? Did that help a little bit more? Alright. So, yeah, again, anytime we declare dividends now, it's always a negative to dividends and a positive dividends payable. Okay? Alright. That's question 3. Let's go check out what question 4 has in store. As it moves. Okay. Ooh, we've got a couple of ratios. Nice. So the following financial information is for Flint. We have average common stock holders equity. We have dividends declared for common stockholders, dividends declared for preferred stockholders, and net income. Okay, let's go check out our notes. So we'll find our notes. for Chapter 8. That is. We're going to go look up these formulas. Because again, I don't remember all these formulas. That's why we have the notes. Okay, let's see what we're looking for. Yeah, they're misspelled ration, the ratio. I like that. It's funny. Okay, so payout ratio is our cash dividends declared on common stock divided by net income. Okay, so for us, there's our dividends declared for common stockholders, and we divide by net income. Cool. So for 2017, take 240, divide by 400. We're looking at 0.6, since this is a percentage. That will be 60%. Same here. For 16, take your dividends declared by common stockholders, which was 550, and divide by 440. Wow. So, again, this is percentage, so that's be 125%. So they took a big decline down on that one. Okay. Next, then, we always check our notes on formulas to make sure. And we're looking at equity. So we want to have net income minus preferred dividends divided by average common stockholders' equity. So it looks like they did it for us. So average common stockholders' equity right there. So calculator. Let's go ahead and do this first. 400 minus 50. So your net income, subtract your preferred stock from it, since they did have dividends. So we're looking at 350 there. And then divide by that average common stockholders' equity. So again, decimal form, we have to convert to percentage. That's what it states right here. So that's 14%. Same thing here. 440 is our net income. Subtract dividends declared, 50. So that means we have 390. Divide by average, which was 2,600. 15%. Always nice when they calculate for us the average. Just follow their numbers. And that's really it for question 4. Yes, just following the formulas. So, not much to question 4 there. I just like that they again give us the average. We don't have to calculate that out. Okay. Let's go ahead and tackle question number 5. Again, if y'all have any questions on any of the questions that I've already went over, then put it in the little chat box and we'll go back to that question and go back through it. So, question number 5. Ooh, this one seems like it's going to have a little bit of fun to it. We like when it has fun. So this is August 1st, 2017 with Whispering Winds Corp. And they're going to issue a $499,200 6% 10-year bond at face value. Interest is payable annually on August 1st. Okay. Whispering Winds year end is December 31st. So odds on we're doing some accrual. Always seems that way. So we're going to prepare a tabular summary to record the following events. A, the issuing of bonds. B, the accrual of interest. And there's C. So it doesn't look like we have extra like in problem 1. So all it is record the tabular entries. Okay. Go ahead and knock this out. First off, we know it got sold at face value. So we have no premiums and no discounts. I'm already figuring question 6 is going to have those. Figuring that. But when we issue at face value, remember, as cash coming in, so our cash account increases. And also, we're going to owe this money later. So, $499, $200. Okay. That's the issue. That's done. Now it's time to basically figure out our interest. So remember, since this is being accrual, that's again interest payable and interest expense. It helps you out here by again providing that income statement change. So we have to calculate that interest. So again, you take the principal, multiply it by the annual rate, which is 6%. And then since this is December, we have to figure out how many months it does to December. So we have August, since it started August 1st, September, October, November, and December. So we have 5 months. So time frame, 5 divided by 12. So right now we've incurred $12,480,000 of interest. Ain't that special? Only we can do that in our savings account. Having things pay us $12,000 in 5 months. $12,480. So that's a positive in interest since we have yet to pay it. And since it's recognizing the expense, again, that'll be a negative because it's naturally decreasing of $12,480 on the expense. Okay. Next is the payment. That is paid every year. So, first thing we have to do is figure out how many more months to August 1st. Well, that's easy. We took 12 minus 5. That will leave us with 7 months still to get to August for 2018. So we're going to do our same formula. Principal times rate times now our fraction of 7 months. Then that's the remaining months to get to August. Wait. Is it 7? Yeah, it's 7. 7 divided by 12. So, to get to August, we're going to incur another $17,472 of interest. Now, this one's not accrued because it's being paid at this time. So what's going on here is that we're paying off our interest. So interest payable is decreasing down to 0. And the only way to pay this off is by our friendly neighborhood cash account. So we're going to take the $17,472, I just calculated for 2018, and add what we accrued last year. So the $12,480, which is currently in interest payable. So this shows us how much total interest was paid on August 1st, 2018. That was a negative $29,952. Okay. And we check, and there we go. So really all this one was about was basically interest and how do we accrue. So we always use our formula, just like we use the formula in question 1. We go with that note. So be careful of it. The only thing is time frame. So just watch out and you'll be fine. Make sure that you know when the month started. Again, August 1st. How many months does it take us to get to December? That's always going to be, that's going to be part of your formula right here. There's your months. And that's what we're going to divide by 12. Okay? So just be careful with the formula. And you'll find the interest pretty easily. Alright. Now let's go see what question 6 has. That question 6 is going to give us a doozy. The last one. I was not sitting on this. I thought it was going to be lease discounts and premiums. Nope. Going to throw sales tax and unearned, the other 2 liabilities we have in the chapter. Okay? Okay, let's have some fun. So this looks like a lot. That is, but no worries. We can do this one. Same way we do everything else. Step by step. So, on January 1st, 2017, we're going to have Carla Vista Co. Account records contain these liability accounts. Okay? So we have account payable of $43,400, sales tax payable of $7,050, and unearned service revenue of $19,900. Then during January, we're going to have the following transactions. Okay? During January, company employees earn so much wages, so they even talk about payroll. Nice, it's actually rolling up all of our liabilities we haven't talked about before. Okay, so I want to go step by step on this. First off, they go balance. Okay? So of course, only balances that they actually give us are accounts payable, sales tax, and unearned. So find our accounts payable. We'll fit that in. Sales tax. This is going to be long. 750. And then the last one is unearned. 19,900. Make sure I see my dates. Okay, so that's the first part, just inserting the balances in. Now, we're going to tackle January 1st. What if it also gives us you, but it does let us know already that we're going to have income statement counts of either affecting revenue or expense in these transactions that have the blanks over here. That'll give you that nice little hint. So, January 1st, we're going to borrow $18,000 in cash, okay, from Apex Inc. on a 4-month, 5%, 18,000 note. Okay, so since I know this is a note, and all we're doing is recording the borrowing of cash, of course, going to increase by 18,000, and notes payable, which we're going to owe this note later, is also going to increase. Okay? Nothing more than January 1st there. Not worried about the interest or the months. Okay. Next, January 5th. Okay. Sold merchandise for cash totaling $6,360, which includes 6% sales tax. Okay. So this includes the 6%. So we have to figure out how much we sold that doesn't have 6%. Okay, so a little bit of algebra. We know wherever we sell times 6% equals the cash we get. So, for this, so we're going to have to take 6,360 and divide it by 0.06. No, that doesn't work. Did I do that wrong? It did. Because we sold that merchandise for cash totaling 6,360, which includes 6% sales tax. We need to separate that out. It's including, because I'm doubting it's going to be 6,360 times 0.06. I remember how did we take this out? Oh, okay. Let me see. I'm going to have to actually think of my algebra here. So, sold cash will equal, see, sales plus sales times our percentage. Okay? So, okay, I'm going to just test the theory, see if it fits 360 here. Just to make sure I'm not like going a little bit, I'm not going to go overly complicated on y'all. Oh, that's, okay, so we do have to figure out that. Okay, so this is going to be a little bit fun math going on. Alright, so I actually have to think of this in my head. Probably not always good. We'll have to do some algebra to figure this out. Okay. So, we know how it gets sold, our cash, equals basically our sales plus sales times our rate of sales tax. So x plus x 0.06. I may get a little bit overcomplicated here, so if y'all know a better, easier way to get to that included sales tax, then put it in chat. Because this is the first time I ever had it where adding more complications of that to us. So, okay. X, not 2x. Is it? Okay, we're gonna have to just test series. Right now, that's gonna be way too complicated since we're missing our cells. So much price total, which includes 6% sales tax. So basically I have to subtract cells and then divide by cell. That won't work. Okay, now that says me just jumping a number. Alright, so may have to experiment a little bit. What I'm probably thinking, just because they want to try and keep it simple, was that they just wanted to do a whole number and then times by 6%, which I just got lucky on that. Because really it's a trial by error. Because the formula, the way I'm thinking of it in the head, would be really overly complicated. So if y'all are on your problem right now, and this number is different, try to go to like the whole number and see if you times that by sales tax, it comes out to the cash. Maybe that's just a trick for this one. Oh, that's true. Alright. Usually, I mean, that's including sales tax, means that's, we have our cash, 6,360, and in order to figure out cash, it's sales plus sales times the sales tax. So it's 2 x's, x plus, in parentheses, x times 0.06. You have to get x by itself. But 2x on it. Yeah, that ain't gonna work. Alright. Right now, I cannot figure out how to. I will have to go back through that and see if I can figure that out. I did get the actual formula for that. But sometimes it's just trial and error. So we do know sales is always going to be below. for sales tax. Just be careful of that. It does include it. Most likely for your exam, I want to double check to make sure that the problem I can avoid that. Because that's kind of a little mean. But no worries. Again, most likely the trick, because of the problem, that they just go down to the whole number, or the solid thousand mark, and then times it by sales tax to get to your 360. I'm just curious, but that may take me a little bit more time than what you want to. If you do have troubles with this one, let me know. Same like this, and we'll figure it out for you. Okay. It's just a little bit more complicated than what we need. Anyway, January 12th. We prefer perform services for a customer who made an advance payment of $11,200. So, this one, we basically earned money. So we earned some revenue of $11,200. So again, service revenue. Since that's sold, we're going to go ahead and put that as sales revenue for the prior one that had that complicated sales tax going on. But we're going to have $11,200, and since this was a payment in advance, this was then part of our current unearned. So that would actually decrease by $11,200. Again, reason why? Because it's a customer that paid in advance. So they've already paid in our unearned. We didn't earn it until January 12th. Okay. January 14th, we paid State Treasury Department of sales tax collected in December of $7,050. Okay? So since we're paying our sales tax off, cash for January 14th will decrease by $7,050. Okay? This will also cause your liability account to also decrease by $7,050. Okay? That's all that's going on when we pay off our sales tax. January 20th, we sold 590 units of new product on credit. Okay? Since I saw on credit and we sold, I remind you immediately accounts receivable. You did not receive the cash yet of $50 per unit. This one's a little bit easier to calculate. So there's our 590 times 50. So 29,500 was the sale. Now we add on our sales tax, 0.06. So that's an additional 1,770 to make the whole amount of cash or accounts receivable credit. 29,500 plus 1,770 be 31,270. Accounts receivable going to increase by 31,270. So again, to incorporate both sales tax and the sale. So sales tax payable would be our sales tax of 1,770. Okay. And then we will record revenue of $29,500. Again, since this was a sale, it would be sales revenue. So that last little part. During January, the company's employees earned wages of $73,800. Withholdings related to these wages were $5,646 of Social Security, $5,271 of federal income tax, and $1,581 of state income tax. The company owed no money related to these earnings for federal or state unemployment tax. Okay? Assume the wages earned during January will be paid during February. Okay? Wages or payroll tax expense has not been recorded as of January 31st. So, the way that they got this going, they got 3 January 1st here, 31st. So you're going to do it for each of these items. So, you have wages, withholding, really they want for each. I don't think they want that for each now. And it seems that's a possible way. Okay. Prepare a tablet to record January transactions and adjustments on 31st. There's our adjustments. January 31st for outstanding note payable and the salaries and wages expense and payroll tax expense. Okay, this one is being a little bit fun. So, first thing that we got going on is let's go ahead and record payroll. So they earn $73,800. So that's our salaries and wages payable. $73,800. Then we got sales tax. The company wages earned wages of $73,800. I am thinking right now already that that's going to be a minus. It should not be $73,800. Nope. That already told me. And they want, that is so weird that they did interest payable here. So it looks like they want the interest payable first. I like Wiley. Wiley's so wily. Okay, so let's do the interest first. That's what the homework wants. That's what the homework gets. That's why I'm going over it with y'all. So, everyone wants the interest. So, notes payable in itself. We have the 4-month 5% note. So, using our formula for notes, take a principal times our rate times our rate of time. Now, since only 1 month has passed, that's 1 divided by 12. So that one's going to be $75. Expense, yeah, that's the expense. So minus 75 and 75 here. And that's interest expense. Alright. So we know we got salaries and wages expense. And one is going to be payroll tax expense. Okay. There we go. There's our blanks. Alright. So, first off, salary and wages. Then we have those. And then, of course, FICA. Okay. So I see how they're going here. Because they don't have all the payroll, so they're really being very specific about it. So they earn wages of $73,800, withholdings related to these wages. Okay. So this is taking $73,800 minus all these, so Social Security, federal withholding, and state income. So really, the amount that we have to pay our employees according to the workout is $61,302. That's how much we owe them. Okay. FICA again was 5646. Federal income was 5271. And state income tax 1581. Okay. Here, our expense is basically the total gross pay. So negative 73,800. Okay. So expense is our gross pay. Salary and wages payable is the difference of gross pay minus the ones that we're withholding. Then it's going to talk about payroll tax expense. Payroll tax expense itself, since they do not have federal or state unemployment, they only have FICA, so Social Security. That's the only item that basically the employer is going to recognize for the employer's taxes. So make sure you make it a positive for FICA, 5646, and then a negative for the expense or your payroll tax. When this last problem wanted to bring the thunder, it brought the thunder. So all we have to do now is make our totals. So cash 1,800 plus 6,360 plus or minus 7,050 plus 17,310. Okay. Accounts receivable, we only have one number. That's a sell on credit. Notes payable, only the one note. Accounts payable, that was the beginning. You have to do anything to it. Salary and wages. Then unearned had a little bit of a change. So 19,900 minus 11,200 for earning that money. So 8,700 Sales tax, we already know that we have two cancels here. We have a positive 7,050 and negative 7,050. So really, it's just a sales tax on those two sales. So 2,000 plus 30, interest 75, FICA times 26, basically times 2, 11,292. Federal, state, they have none for these for the state unemployment, and they just wanted to throw that in to mess with y'all. And then we have our revenue. 6,000 plus 11,200 plus 29,500, 46,700. Okay, and then our expense. Since they're all negative, I'm just going to add real quick. And it's a negative 79,521. And dividends, we declare no dividends. We are okay. Okay. Again, I'm going to use a submit. There's 15. Sometimes it's just good to use them as check your work kind of thing. And there we go. There's our tabular. Lots of information going on there. I think the most complicated again is January 5th. And then how they want to break down January 31st. So be wary, they want notes first. So you gotta calculate the interest on the note. Then you have your first payroll, which will always remember the expense is the gross pay, which is the number that they give you. And then subtract out all the withholdings. This will get you your salaries and wages expense. Which is right there. Okay? And then the last part, payroll tax, is on FICA, since again they said that they did not pay unemployment. It's a really long problem right there. The last part we have to do is, of course, the balance sheet, which again, balance sheet is always specific date. Should have current liabilities, since this is a partial, and it's only prepare the current liability section of the balance sheet. So, using the numbers up here, all you're going to do is start filling in from notes payable all the way down. So, payable, yeah, accounts payable. And again, since it's current liabilities, there's really no order. I'm just doing it this way. And I should also take the numbers down. So there's our notes, there's our accounts. Next was salaries and wages. Payable, watch out because expense popped up too. 61,302. Next is unearned. Unearned service revenue. 8,700. Then we have sales tax payable, and is 2,130. Interest 75. Okay. FICA and federal of 11,292. And federal was 5,271. And then last but not least, our state income tax payable, which again Texas does not have. So we're happy with that. 81. And put in our total current liabilities. And we're going to add them all up. So I finish out with current liabilities of $151,751. Okay. Check for our balance sheet. Balance sheet is correct. Okay. Whew. That last column was a doozy. We'll say that. Again, this is going to be the part. I think the trick again with that one for right now, again, just go down to whatever thousand it is. So since this was 6,360, I went down to 6,000, times it by the sales tax, see if that gets you your remaining at that 360. Because again, it takes a little bit. Because we don't know exactly what the sales tax is, we only know the rate. So, 6,360 minus 8. I just think of something. I'll probably, if I can find the formula for that, I'll probably like send y'all like something on Remind, the formula, so y'all can get that. But that one's probably a little bit more complicated in the way I'm thinking. So, let's see. Okay, wait a minute. I think I figured it out. I think I've got it. So, plus x1 plus 1.6x. Okay. 660. Ah, I think I figured it out. All of a sudden, my brain decided to actually want to do algebra again. So 6,360 divided by 1.6 or 0.6 There we go. That's how it goes. There we go. We found sales. So, this is how you do it, guys. For number 5, or January 5th. You're going to take whatever your sales are. Since we want to know what includes sales tax, we have to figure out sales first. So in order to do this, you're divided by the sales tax rate, but add 1 to it. So 1.06. Okay? That will get you your sales. Then you take that and basically subtract it from the cash, and there's your sales tax of $360. Oh, I don't know why that couldn't come to me when I was doing it. But that's what happens when you get a fresh perspective on it and basically refresh your brain, and it comes to you. But that's how you solve that whole include sales tax. Okay. So that's it. That's the last homework problem. Are there any questions to it? Okay. I know y'all thinking. So, what's going to happen again, I'm going to get this video converted and then post it on YouTube, and then it's going to get posted on D2L, just like all the others. And this one will show up again with your other homework videos. Okay? So, if y'all do not have any questions, y'all guys are free to go. Go ahead and give it your best shot on this. Again, if you have trouble, make sure you send me a question. You can even text me on the Remind, and we'll help you through it. Usually it's going to probably take about a couple of hours to upload. So it'll be up later this afternoon.